I'm Sheri Barbera. I am your host of YouTube Bootcamp and YouTube Mastermind. I started the Mastermind, the first one was in April of this year, for the purpose of getting us to build a community in Arizona and help each other and help each other build their dreams. And he wanted it to be called a YouTube Mastermind. And he wanted individuals in Arizona who have channels to speak to our group so that we can. I'm Sheri Barbera. I am your host of YouTube Bootcamp. I have recently been certified as a YouTube channel growth trainer. Thank you. Thank you. And Tuesday, this really is a big deal because there are 100 terrible questions, very difficult questions, and I got 100 out of 100. So you are in good hands. YouTube Mastermind is all about learning from someone who is an expert at YouTube. And the reason they're an expert at YouTube is because they actually work really hard at putting up videos on a consistent basis, putting up valuable content for their viewers, their audience. Someone like Kathy, who is a mastermind at YouTube, has millions of views. And one of the reasons that she does is because she's so involved in social media. So when you have a channel, your YouTube channel is just part of the entire synergistic social media, website, YouTube channel combo that you need to grow your channel. Kathy joined YouTube in 2006. And what is amazing about that is that YouTube started in 2005. So Kathy had the foresight to join well before most people even knew what YouTube meant. In that period of time, and I don't know how consistently she posted over the years, but in that period of time, she has posted 378 videos. She has over 29,000 subscribers, but what's really important, what YouTube really cares about, her views. She has 4.5 million views. And the reason why that is so important, who can tell me? Commercials. The more views your channel has, the more money YouTube is making. So YouTube loves views. Kathy is not a typical person. She is one of those Renaissance people. She seems to be able to be good at every single thing that she does. She writes, she speaks, she makes art, and she founded Crafty Chica. She has designed 4 national craft product lines. She's had partnerships with the biggest brands in the world, and they've asked her. She's written 10 books, and her most recent book is about Frida Kahlo. She even opened her own studio where you can literally go and see her products, buy her products. She's a former columnist, syndicated columnist for the Arizona Republic. She has been featured in Fast Company, Huffington Post, NBC News, BuzzFeed. I mean, this is a person who you are so lucky to get to see. She's a motivational speaker. Besides all of these other things that she does, she has done keynotes for 10,000 people. She has done intimate gatherings just like this for as few as 10 people. She gives craft workshops. She does cruises where you can go on a cruise with her and learn crafts and stuff. And she has 5 chihuahuas. We just talked last week about taglines. Who doesn't know what a tagline is? For those of you who are unwilling to raise your hand, if you do not know what a tagline is, a tagline, and I use this example always, is Nike's "Just Do It." That is a tagline. A tagline is something that is super short and punchy. When I say super short, it should be 3 to 5 words, period. It should not be more than 5 words. It's not a sentence, it's a tagline. And all it does is it makes you think about something. Kathy says positivity through creativity. That's her tagline. But she also has a mission of spreading the gospel of glitter. That's what she calls it, spreading the gospel of glitter, which is really cute. So besides being a great speaker, besides being an author, besides everything else, she does all this stuff. The Crafty Chica.
Hi everybody! I'm excited to be here. In fact, today I was just working on posting a new video. I posted one yesterday, but I posted a new one today. This year celebrates 20 years of having craftychica.com. And I started it while I was working at the Arizona Republic. I was a features clerk, and I started writing a Saturday craft column because they needed it and no one volunteered. And I thought, I love making arts and crafts, I'll do it for free, that whole thing. And during that time, it was when Martha Stewart was really, really big. And I know that's why they wanted to have a Saturday column to feed what people wanted. However, I wasn't anything like Martha. And I decided to, instead of trying to be like her and go with what worked for her, I would embrace what made me me, which was like lots of glitter and sequins and bright colors, the opposite of Martha's style. But for every craft column, I put in there, here's the idea, take it and make it your own. I'm doing it my way that makes me happy. Take the foundation of the idea and do it in the way that makes you happy. And within about, I don't know, 5 to 6 months, they syndicated the column through the news service, Gannett News Service. It started running in 130 papers all around the country every Saturday morning. And that was around the time of MySpace. And I had built up, a good following on MySpace. Well, just to back up, I had launched craftychica.com because I got so excited about people being excited for my crafts, and I thought, well, what if they don't get the paper? How are they gonna see my craft project? That's like a state of emergency. So I launched Crafty Chica so that I could put my craft column every week, and then I would use MySpace to link to it. And there was a point in the paper where they would run it inside, not in color. And there was no budging on that. And I thought, what can I do to get them to run the column on the front page of the feature section? I thought, well, I would have to show data that people were interested in my column. So I used MySpace, and I told all my friends on MySpace, well, you guys click this link on my craft column. Next thing I know, my projects had more views than the movie reviews. And so there was my data, and that's when the light bulb went off of like, oh my God, it wasn't even called social media back then, but it was, the internet. And I thought, wow, it's free. There's so much you can do with this to use, your friends and your community to help spotlight each other. So MySpace was going great, and then I was still working at the paper. And then people were like, everyone's doing Facebook now, like that's where all the hip kids are. And so I'm like, do they let you choose a song? So I went to Facebook, and it's like all white and light blue, and I'm like, ooh, I don't like this. But you know what? It was its own community too. And then Twitter came about, YouTube came about, and I just started looking at each of these platforms like a party. And I wanted to go to that party. I wanted to bring my own dish of glitter to each party because people were so excited, especially if you found your own communities. So when it came to YouTube, that was different because there were no rules. We didn't know how to do anything. So I got my first video was to Ellen DeGeneres, asking her to love glitter. And I was trying to teach her about safe sparkle, safe specs. And it was like the cutest video. It was like 8 minutes long, copyright infringement, because I had like the war song, Why Can't We Be Friends? Like everything you shouldn't do. However, people saw it and they loved it, and they just started subscribing. And I've always been the type to where if I don't have the resources, I don't let that stop me. I just move forward with it. So I just started doing videos to support, to contribute to the party, and also to be able to share, how to make projects. And I just used my iPhone, and I had a little tripod, and I would take it with me everywhere. And I was so proud of that. And I got picked for the DIY Makers Program at YouTube Space LA. So I went out there, and I was so excited because they only picked like 10 DIYers out of thousands and thousands. And I remember standing there with the group, and the YouTube guy said, so tell us, all of you, what do you use? What kind of cameras do you use? And they started rattling off this DSLR and this one and this one and this one. And I said, oh, I use my iPhone. And they all started laughing like it was a one-liner. And I thought, oh my God, I really do use my iPhone. And then the YouTube guy, he saw what happened and he goes, okay, everybody stop a second. And he goes, you need to respect this woman right here, because I was older than everybody too. And it wasn't that, I don't know what it was, I just was like so excited with my iPhone doing videos, but he was like, you need to respect her because look at her subscribers, you know, look at her engagement, look at her videos, like she's doing it regardless of whatever equipment. So they're like, you're right, you're bad, Crafty Chica, and everything. And then later he goes, you need to upgrade to a DSLR. I'm like, I know, I got it, you know. So it was just very much trial and error, just doing it. Enthusiasm first pushed me to do it. And luckily I had my daughter and my son who were at the time going through grade school and high school, and they would help me with everything. They would help me set up, they would, you know, set up the camera, Mom, squish your hair down, or, you know, Mom, take that off of the wall, or, you know, just different things like that. And my daughter at 16, she said, you know what, I love this whole thing of making videos. I want to make comedy videos for a living when I grow up. And in my mind, I thought, this is what I get for telling my parents I wanted to make art and do writing for a living, you know. But they told me, that's not realistic. You should go work at the newspaper because everyone will always need a newspaper. Oh, the irony, right? So I couldn't tell my daughter no. So we got her a camera. Both her and my son, we bought them a website. His is The Geek Life, hers was Maya in the Moment. And they started making their own content on top of helping me with my content. My daughter, she ended up, now she works at BuzzFeed. She's one of the actresses out there, you know, filming, writing, editing, directing, acting, all of it. And it was 3 years ago that I had my routine and I was going, and then, you know, it was where I would say, Maya, get out of bed and model this jeans jacket for me. You know, so she'd have to get out of bed all grumpy. I'm like, let's stand in the middle of the street, you know, pop, pop. And she's like all mad and everything. Well, then she left to LA to BuzzFeed, and I lost my assistant. And so I realized, like, wow, this is the first time I'm like really on my own for this. Like, it made me appreciate how much my kids and my family had helped. My husband always volunteers to help, but he cannot take a picture to save his life. Like, he's one of those people who'll go to film and he'll accidentally turn it off instead of filming. He's like, great footage. And I'm like, where's the footage? You know, I'm like, just sit down, you know, like, we got this. You know? So I didn't want to ask him for any help. And you know what? I just kind of like, yes, I didn't know. I kept doing all of my other content, but I kind of let my YouTube slide. And just kind of rolling on its own, monetizing with all, you know, 300 and some videos that I did. And during that time, like, oh my gosh, the interest in videos just went up so fast. And all of a sudden, you know, people are turning out these beautifully crafted videos. And these are like 16-year-olds in their bedroom, like, how do they afford a Diva ring light? You know, like, I had to paint a lot of coffee mugs to get my Diva ring light. But that was just the standard, and I got intimidated for the first time in all of my career. But I didn't say it out loud, it was just something inside of me. And, you know, the kids would say, Mom, you need to get back and do more videos. And I just finally, you know, I still put videos out, but they're all top down, like just my hands and talking, and then I'll put a picture of me, which is a good way to do it. If you're not ready to go on camera, there's so many different ways around it. So I would just put a picture of me, and then I would do my voiceover and then show my hands making the project. So that's a good workaround. But I'm always about leveling up. And so these past couple months, I thought I'm gonna level up and I'm gonna start being in my videos again. Because this is, I call it like the era of youth, right? We have so many of them. when we're little, we're in grade school, we're in high school, when our kids are little, when our kids are in grade school, we're always at this youthful stage compared to what is in front of us. So why not take advantage of right now? That's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start doing my videos again. And it's really difficult because there's times when you say, oh, I look horrible today, but really you don't. You look beautiful because you're in your youthful era. So it just, that's where I'm at now. And even the video that I had put up today, yesterday I was teaching a class at Mucho Mas, and I'm very much a to-do list person, and I had put on my to-do list, be in your video this week. And I was like, oh, I'm running out of time. I'm just not gonna have time. And I'm like, no, I'm supposed to do this. So I got this lady out of the class, and they were doing alcohol ink things. And I'm like, will you film me doing the intro for my video? And that's what it ended up being like in the store. You can hear them talking behind me, but I did it. That is the point, And that's my message to all of you, is just to, go through the fear. How many of you are scared to go on camera to do a video? Okay, well, it's, Yeah, it's like it takes a little bit of work, but it is the neatest feeling to have it to look back on. So once you get over that fear and you start doing videos, whether if you're in your videos or not, there are some things that you can do to help you get your video boosted. And these tips I love because they didn't have them when I had started. Like now there's so many tools that you could use. Like for one thing, did you know when you upload your video, you have to name it, like start thinking about this. Well, today's video was on jewelry hacks. How did I know to call that jewelry hacks? What I did was I bought all of this jewelry to sell in my store to alleviate me from having to make all the inventory myself. And then the jewelry came, and I thought, I can't sell it like this. Like, I have to do something to it. Like, I can't just sell it as is. So I took it all apart and I put it back together with different pieces. So I looked up on YouTube, which is the #2 search engine. Google is the first, YouTube is the second, Pinterest is the third. And that's where I find my wings for my keywords of what my video. So I looked up jewelry, different ways. Finally, I found jewelry hacks was the top search. So I thought, okay, that's what I'm gonna call it. That's my keywords. I labeled my video jewelry hacks. I use that in my hashtags, in my title, hacks, like hacking something. So I use that in everything. That's the keyword that's going to be embedded and attached to that video. So when someone goes in and types in jewelry hacks, mine will be one that comes up. When someone's watching a video on jewelry making or jewelry hacks, mine will be one of the suggested videos. So there's little things you can do to help boost it. On top of that, I have my blog, so I can post that in a blog post and also title that jewelry hacks, have artwork that goes with it, the same thing. So you see, you're using those keywords for everything because those are arrows that point to your video as people are searching. And that's where a lot of people make a mistake is they will leave it, IMG, they put some numbers and then it just gets lost into oblivion. So you have to make all of your content work for you. Another thing people get confused about, okay, Facebook has videos, Instagram has videos, YouTube, everyone has videos that you can upload. So what I will do, I will film a video, I film it horizontal, and then because of the music rights, if you have a copyrighted song, your video will be demonetized. So what I do is I go to, Facebook has a free music library. So I will go, you just type in Facebook free music library, and then I'll find a song or two that fits with my video, and then I'll add that to, after I'm all done editing it, and then I label that like jewelry FB for Facebook. So then I will go to YouTube and I'll type in YouTube free music, And then that library comes up because they're two separate entities. You could have a free song from YouTube, but then you post it on Facebook, and then they'll say this song has a copyright violation. So I do 2 videos with 2 different sets of music that are copyright free by those own platforms. That helps a lot. So then I can take that Facebook video and I can upload it to Facebook. And then Facebook has this awesome thing where you can type in your captions if you want. If you want to monetize, it's a little tricky. It's a lot of hoops to jump through to monetize. But once you get to that level, they have that option. So because Instagram is connected to Facebook, that is the video that I will upload to IGTV. I monetize. So first I'll put it onto YouTube, and I want to drive all the traffic to that YouTube video because I'm monetizing it. So I can go on Facebook and I can share my blog post that has the video embedded in it. And then I can go on Instagram in my stories or in my feed and say, hey, I have a new YouTube video. Here's the link. Go check it out. So I drive all the traffic. It's like a movie premiere, everything there. And then the second week or the third week, then it goes to on demand, so then I can put it on IGTV and then put it in my feed that way. But at the beginning, I want it to build that momentum, because the more momentum it has in like those first 12 hours, the better chance it has of being seen by more people. So that's where it gets a little confusing. So just think that when you do your video, if YouTube is your main thing that you want to build on, get it up there first and then drive all the traffic to that. And then down the road, you could like upload it to Facebook, or I've even seen people make little trailers, like teaser trailers of their video, and they put that on Facebook and then put the link in the first comment. So then people will go in and click there. Another fun thing to do is to collaborate with other YouTubers. And I haven't done that in a while, but I have a list of people that I'm going to be working with, like other people who have channels, and you guys can cross-promote content. That is something really fun that you could do. Another strong feature is making use of YouTube's live feature, because that goes in, once it's done, it goes in as a regular video. And what helps people, what helps your algorithm is watch time. So if you do a live video and say you promote it, so say I go, okay, you guys, this Thursday night at 7 o'clock, I'm gonna show you how to take apart all your jewelry. So I'll say 7 o'clock, I'll see you on YouTube, 7 o'clock, Pacific time. So that will get all those people there, and that's my watch time. So I'll go, I'm gonna do this for 30 minutes, and I gotta keep them hooked for 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes of watch time. And what that will do, like a hot air balloon, it will like lift your whole channel. So that's something good to, to pre-plan out when you have a really good topic to do a YouTube live. And it also works on Facebook too, and you can also do it on Instagram. So each one is its own platform, so you pick which one you're really good at, that you're interested in, and then work on that one.
Well, thank you so much. I love your enthusiasm.
Thank you. Yes, so there's different ways you can do that. Do you have a blog or anything? So what you could do is, does anyone have a mailing list? So this is a good way to do this. There's 2 things you could do. Number 1, you can have your own mailing list, and that way when you do a video, you can send it out on your mailing list. Hey, I have a new video. You can embed it. You can embed it and it still counts as link, as a view. The second thing you can do is you can tell your viewers to, I think it's the little bell. Like you could say, if you want to be notified every time I have a new video, click on this little bell. And I haven't done that in a while. I need to update my thing to do that now that I'm reminded of that. But that is a great way, because it only takes a second. They'll do it. I mean, you just tell them and they'll do it. That's what people are like. If you don't tell them, they won't do it. What that does is every time you put up a new video, it goes to their email. Kathy just posted a new video, and then they'll say, oh, I wonder what this is. And then, they can click to see. So there's 2 ways you can do that. So the easiest way to start is, as you're doing your videos, say, hey guys, click here to be notified when I have a new video posted. make sure to subscribe to my channel. Those are things that you can do right away. Another in the bigger picture is to have an email list that you can send out when you have your new videos. You can either say click this link or you could embed it. So I do both. I'll put like click here to watch the video and then I'll embed it. But sometimes there could be glitches, so that's why I like to make sure that I have the link there that says click here.
Oh, you're saying it's better to reopen it.
Yeah, it counts as a view. Yeah. Live, live has like a countdown. So if you do it as you set it up for a certain time, and then they could set a reminder. You could tell them, but then that link will take them to your channel. You could tell them 7 o'clock on Thursday, set a reminder, that kind of thing. But if it's live, then they have to see it there, or I'm pretty sure they have to see it on the platform or on their phone. A video you've already uploaded, that's already done and up there. Yeah, that you can embed. I like to watch live videos when people are doing craft reviews, because there was this one machine I wanted to buy and it was about $200. I didn't want to see an edited video because people trim out. I know, because I do it too. You want it to look like a successful product. You don't want to show the tears, right? So I found a video of this lady who did a YouTube live from start to finish with this machine. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can handle this. And I bought the machine because she did such a good job showing it, and I could see where the tricky part would be and what I would do for it. And I mean, it really helped a lot. And there were people asking her questions, but she was so busy working on the machine, getting it to work, that she didn't pay attention to the questions until the very end. So you could use it for all different things. Yes. Yes, they go to the blog post and then the video is embedded and then they can click and watch it right there and it counts as a view. Yeah, there's a lot of great things, and then I stagger them. I use an app called Buffer, and then I use that to stagger the video out throughout the week so that people will keep watching it. Yeah. At the very end of the video, then it will show related content. And so that's why, this is second level type of thing, but if you link a video of yours, you could link the whole playlist that it belongs to so that people will keep watching your whole playlist. There are some little glitches with that I found, and I didn't want my readers to get mad or frustrated, so I just make it easy for them. I look at everything that I'm here to serve the viewers, I'm here to serve the readers, the followers, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do any of this. So everything I do, I think, are they going to like this? What will they get out of this? Is this a wow project? I always think I want to make them laugh, cry, or say wow when I'm putting content together. So it's not a 100% thing, but that's just what I'm thinking is I want them to look at it and go, oh my God, this video that I just posted, I wish I had done a better job with it of taking more time, but I had 2 trips in that week and I was like, I want to get this video out. Sometimes you can find people to help you, and that's always a good thing, but sometimes you're just on your own and you do what you got to do. So, it's better to post than not post. And that's coming from Instagram, because I went and trained at Instagram for a couple days, and that was the main thing they told us, was it's better to post than not to post. Okay. So you could do a blog post, what I learned from the YouTube Mastermind, and then you click on it, and then maybe there's a picture and you have a Pinterest graphic, so that, because Pinterest drives traffic to your website, that's a whole other session. Then you could say, here's my video from Thursday night, and then it's embedded right there, and they click on it and watch it. So it's like a little article, The blog is on your website, craftychica.com, and then you have your articles there. So the blog lives on your website. And then if they click on it, if they just watch it from your website. Because the way that I look at it is All of these platforms, they could be taken down at any time. Something could happen. Facebook could be gone, Instagram could get hacked or something. And by you having your own website with your own server that you pay for, your own mailing list, you have all of those contacts for your business. So if they go down, you still have everything intact. So that's why it's good to have your own website with a blog. Oh. Yes. So my mailing list, I had it up to almost 10,000, but then I whittled it down to 7,000. And then this year I whittled it down to 1,600. I only want people who want to get my contact. I don't want, I look at the open rates, and even though I had good open rates of like 50%, I'm like, what are the other 50%? Why aren't they looking at my craft project? It's like they signed up for the list, like what's the matter? So I went through, and I only got up to like the C's, and then I figured it out. I looked for anyone who had not opened a newsletter from me, like first it started the first year, and then I went to like the past 3 newsletters. I'm like, you out. Because number one, I'm paying for all of those people. Number 2, it's dragging down my open rate. And if you follow Gary Vee, does any of you follow Gary Vee? Like his thing is you just need 100 strong, devoted people. And that's what will generate for you, because they'll tell people. So I whittled it down to 1,600, and I love it now because I feel like it's a community. And I see my open rate is a lot more, they're engaging more. And I would rather have less people that are really into it than more people who are, a dead weight on there. So, and then as far as hiring people, yes, there's all different levels that you can hire people from. Someone on Fiverr to make your thumbnails, or to, whatever you need, someone to edit a video, or someone to help you shoot a video. There's different people in town who I can refer you to. So there's always people to help. Okay, so I have a Canon Rebel, and it's a T6, and I love it because it has the flip view, so I can set it up and flip the viewfinder so I can see where I'm at. When I'm doing top-down videos, I use my iPhone. I use a stand from Archon Mounts. You use Crafty Chica in the code, you get 20% off. I love them. It's like a stand that the bakers use for all the top-down videos. Oh, right on. Yes, amazing. Great products there. So then I wear my Apple Watch, because my Apple Watch camera opens when my iPhone is filming. So while I'm making my project, I can look and see to move it up a little bit, and that's just a natural feature that comes with it. So if you have an Apple Watch and you use your iPhone, it will open up. So for top down, iPhone on the Archon mount stand, and then my Apple Watch. And then for front view, I use my Canon Rebel T6i.
Better to post than not post, even if you feel like it's not that great.
Well, I mean, you should put effort into it to where, what is the purpose of this video? What is the takeaway for people? Relay that information to them. Just make sure you put effort into so that it's cohesive, rather than waiting for it, I need the golden hour of light, or I need to get this camera or this lighting thing. Use what you have. You could use natural light. You could use, a simple stand. One of my favorite YouTubers to follow is Sunny Lenarduzzi. And I highly recommend you guys follow her because she gives such great information about YouTube. And she started with a stack of books and just using her iPhone. And now YouTube is her main thing. So, you want it to be cohesive, but, don't go overboard trying to make it absolutely perfect.
First of all, I just want to say that you're enthusiastic.
Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you.
I know. But what is your advice, for somebody like me? I'm not very personal.
And why do you want to do YouTube videos?
I wanted to show people But I'm thinking just not having. Is that going to work? Or is that
Well, it depends. When you say a different way of living, like what do you mean? What's an example? Like if we were going to go shoot a video tomorrow, what would it be?
like I'm thinking of like a tasting a food video.
Okay.
Make stuff.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's something like that, like you don't necessarily have to be in it. You could do your top-down thing. A lot of people do that. So you would get the mount upside down and then just show like that. If it's something more deeper, like, you know, perspective on life, that kind of thing, then you do want to be on camera, because then, you know, you're talking about this thing, and it would be weird to just hear you talk, give a pep talk with, you know, you're not there. So, you know, if it's something like showing ideas of food to make or crafts to make, then yeah, you could do that top down.
Real quick question, editing, where it goes to,
Well, I use Final Cut Pro. I started off with iMovie, and then after that YouTube experience, we had to learn Final Cut Pro, because we were given a full year of usage of YouTube space, LA, all of their bay of you know, computers, and they only had Final Cut Pro. So I'm like, I'll learn it. So anytime I get stuck on it, I'll just Google, you know, if I'm having a problem, and there is always a video to solve that problem. So, knock on wood, I have not found a problem that I couldn't fix. So Final Cut Pro, it's worth the investment. You know, iMovie works too. I've had to use iMovie also. So what you can do is you could tell, like, yeah, you have your YouTube subscribers, but you could also tell your YouTube people, like, if you want to get my newsletter, go sign up for my newsletter, and that way they get that too. Because like one of the things that Sunny teaches is that when someone makes the effort to sign up for your newsletter, they believe in you, like because we already get so much junk mail. So if someone is voluntarily signing up to get mail from you, that means they're a legit follower. And so, you know, you honor that. Like I like to give out freebies. I'll do free PDFs, like either a coloring page or a tip for something. You could have your subscribers, and then you could do a call to action to have them subscribe to your newsletter, because they're not just going to sign up, especially if they don't know what you're about. That's why you see so many download my free ebook of blah, blah, blah. And you have to put in your email to get the free ebook, and then they have your email for their mailing list. You can't just put up a page that says my email, you know, and then I'll let you through the fortress. You know, people will not do that. You have to give them something sweet. You have to give them a reason to want to sign up. So yeah, it's very competitive these days. Okay.
So what is the most popular thing that you sell?
That I sell would probably be my coffee mugs. So well, I decorate them all different ways. I put a hang tag on them. But you know, it's funny, at our art studio, we teach workshops. And last year at our studio, I was painting these cactus lamps. And all these people wanted one, and I'm like, I don't want to hire like a whole team of people to paint cactus lamps. So this year I did a workshop. I have a waiting list of all these people who want to paint a cactus. Like every class keeps selling out. And I told my husband, we're going to pay all our debt by Christmas time just from cactus lamp workshop. But it's so funny. You just find that one thing that works, because that's what people want. That's the thing, is you have to pay attention. Like my YouTube channel, the videos that bring in the most money are all the tie-dye videos in the summer. Like I went through a whole tie-dye phase. So then I went on my blog and I did 10 tie-dye ideas to do this weekend. And I put all those videos in there, and boom, that put it up even higher. It helped draw traffic. I made a Pinterest graphic. So really pay attention to what people like. If you have your content up, look at all the views, all the engagement, pick out the ones that are doing the best and do more stuff like that. Sure. Well, there's so many different ways to make money off of YouTube. One of my biggest ways is doing campaigns. So I just did one with Republic Services, teaching people how to recycle. That was, going visiting their facility. I had to do a video, put that up, put it on Instagram, everything that fit with my followers as a DIYer. So I got paid to do that, to have a video. It wasn't directly monetizing. In fact, the monetizing part is the lowest part of getting paid. The biggest part is like if you have a product to sell, like an ebook, or maybe you're teaching a class, or to get hired as a speaker, to do a campaign, to partner with a company. Those are all other ways that you can make money. Just the ad revenue is like just barely that much compared to the others that you can do.
How are people finding out about it?
So for that, I use Eventbrite. And I have it kick over to Facebook. And then, there's things you could do to, tell people, oh my gosh, this class is already half sold out. And then they're like, oh, I better hurry and sign up. But it is really half sold, So you just stay in touch with people, communicate, get them engaged, ask questions at the end of your videos. What do you want to see more of? What are your favorite pairs of earrings that I made? And people, you ask them and they'll really answer. Oh, one last question. Okay.
Do you respond to all the comments on your YouTube channel?
I try to. If it's for the newer videos, I do. Some of the older ones, I don't have time to. There's this one video where I used the music from iTunes or iMovie, and people were commenting, did you know this is porn music? And I'm like, I didn't know. I'm like, how did you know? But I guess they used iMovie music also on their videos. And so I'm like, I don't know why they picked that one song, but I'm like, I'm not using that song. So I changed that song. But during that whole time, before they let you edit it, there was a time when you couldn't edit your videos. I'm like, oh my God, that song on that video. And it was for rainbow crayons, how to make rainbow crayons. And I'm like, really, people? Come on.
And I'm just going to ask because why not? But I hope you'll come back.
Oh, sure, yes.
Okay, and talk to us again because that was amazing.
And I have some friends who can come too who have really good channels.
Wonderful. Okay, so thank you.